Now I am about to repair mineral RO system. Water can be seen leaking from different places or joints. I will remove the plug and then disconnect the water supply. You can see the main water supply has been removed. The pre-water filter supply has also been removed because I will change that also. Now I bring whole device to the shelf and remove excess water so that its weight can be reduced and I can easily work on it. I am not removing more pipes because I am not so much tech savvy about all the parts. I am aware of the water supply booster, solenoid valve, sediment filter, UV filter, carbon filter, pressure control valve, TDS controller, the main power supply, but sometimes it becomes very confusing since the cover is very transparent. Water droplets can be seen flowing from the solenoid valve, which I have already purchased. I will need some tape because the original one provided with the door company fitted device as inbuilt connectors. So I am about to remove the cover. I will not indulge in any kind of interference with more devices because the only problem is solenoid leakage. Only two screws are available. One of them removed. I think the pre-sediment or cloth filter should be very easily changed. These screws will be kept separately. I have mistakenly removed the reservoir or water container screw also. I think I should tighten it, but I don't think there is any requirement to change. Open all the water safety gauges. So I screwed it again. I had switched off the main supply a few hours ago, that's why All the water has been dried. So I have to change this water solenoid only, which controls the flow of pressure. For that I have to remove UV filter also, because it will help the device to be more transparent. There can be several reasons for the water leakage. All of the wires are not taped properly. The white will be, first of all I will check the direction of this solenoid valve so that it will not create confusion afterwards. So the direction has been properly mentioned in the form of arrow. In fact, the configuration and diagram of this is different from that present. So I have to insert these kind of elbows. It will not be so much hassle, but that has inbuilt connectors. The new one has different features. In fact, the main functionality should be the same, but that is acceptable because we have to prevent the leakage. So I have brought this thread sealing tape along with these elbows, so there should be no chance of water seeping through these threads, even if there is minor difference in the dimensions of BSW threads. So I will tighten it very cautiously. I'm not sure how can we check it prior to switching on the main water supply, but I don't think it will be leaked because thread sealing tape will change the inner dimensions after drying. That will become part of the both threads. So without checking that whether the internal part of solenoid valve is leaking or there is any lack of connectors, I am changing the whole product itself because it will consume a lot of time if I will check those connectors. And then in fact the solenoid valve is working mechanically, but it's not sure from where the water is coming out. It can be seen that water droplets are leaking from that side. So both of the connectors are pointing in the same direction. That is the flow of the water according to the arrow. First of all, I will use this picker to remove the seal by pressing the lock inwards. It is very tight. It means there is separate lock also. And I can't see any separate lock here. So I will remove it. It is also convenient to remove the lock from other side. Why will I increase the time? There is a lot of sound of water pressure coming out. It means the water might have been leaking from the product itself, but not the connectors. That's why I opted to buy the solenoid valve itself. It can't be pressed properly. I think I have to cut down the pipe and use a new one. As I have bought more pipes, I think I should use the new ones. It's not fair to put immense pressure. The direction of water is not clearly mentioned in the older solenoid, but it is obvious that the solenoid valve should be prior to the water pressure pump. So I'm bringing all the cables in clear line of sight or view. Then I will remove the connections. I will use new pipes. Right. Replacing the old ones because the lock is very tight. I'm not putting more pressure on them. For insertion, you don't have to remove lock. Measure the outlet of the solenoid. Make it slightly bigger because a few of the millimeters will be present inside the solenoid. So I'm cutting this pipe. The remaining pipe will be used for the wastewater, which we utilize for gardening purposes. So you don't have to remove any lock. The direction of the flow is properly witnessed. So I have inserted now I will remove some tools. I think the copper wires are sufficient, or I have to peel more. It is better to act safely and remove more copper wires so that the connectors are properly joined before taping. I think the internal leakage problem will be resolved. I am 99% sure, but even then, I am recording this video so that if any error occurs, I can recheck the mistakes of connection or any wiring trouble. If you have more queries about these products, it is known as UV lamp for removing viruses. It is known as carbon block filter for removing heavy particles, and the hidden one is reverse osmosis, including charcoal filters. Everyone knows the basic functionality of reverse osmosis filtration system. I think white is negative, but I am not sure about that, but I will connect according to the colors only. I don't have any option. I am assuming that the new one also contain the same color code. So white or negative wire has been connected properly. I'm so confident, and I will tape it because I don't think if any problem occur, I will plan to correct it today itself, because I have filled about 4 or 5 liters of water as spare for one day. If any problem occurs, I will leave it and try to resolve it early morning tomorrow only. So don't think that I am overconfident in nature. I don't have any option but to tape that connections, because not only it saves times, because otherwise also the chances of short circuits will gets reduced, and any kind of confusion will not occur in my mind, and more wires will not join inappropriately. It's not that the circuit diagram is extremely difficult and any astronomical IQ is needed, but all the products are imported, and we have to visit different kind of vendors to buy them. So red wire is there. More wires are not taped properly. That problem is also being resolved by me, because these wires can start behaving as electrodes, and then water will start contaminating without our knowledge. through deposition of different chemicals on different parts which are dipped in the final container. So positive 24 volt will be supplied through this wire. We have to cut it very cautiously through this blade. Because it was taped. Positive wire is taped, but the negative wire is not taped. So don't be restricted. It depends on the type of circuit and the country of origin. Sometimes color codes can be different for different countries. That is the older one. I keep it aside. I thought that in fact there is a cut on this tape, otherwise I would have become confused. That is the benefit of recording. If I would have become confused, I would have checked. Because I can't take chances at midnight hours, because I will not able to buy any substitute product from the market, especially during this time. If it have been morning time, I would have taken some risk and acted more fast, and that should be understandable by all of tech savvy people who are searching reverse osmosis and found my blog, which is not such informative, but it is very precise because I am changing solenoid only. I am not considering other products and I am not defining any kind of functionality of those products. Especially in this broadcast, if I will change other parts, then I may show that in future, but I'm sure all of these products are very familiar with all my subscribers. They are not bothered to watch this kind of information. And then I am telling you about these products and as described the reason behind the recording. So I will insert the output prior because that is hidden. Other discharge valve is also working fine. I'm not using any locks. I had purchased the locks, but I'm not using it. It becomes difficult to remove them if the product is. No one will pull off those. These locks are utilized in the external part because whenever you bring the apparatus down or move any product around it, then it should not be moved. The solenoid valve has been replaced, um, keeping the UV filter intact and placing the automatic leveler. That is also a very crucial part of the circuit, otherwise the water will flow out. Insertion sound has been properly received. Now I will change the pre-sediment filter. Where was it placed? I'm not sure. It was hidden behind the filter. Now I will remove the containers knob and remove the washer. Washer should be placed here. Then cut down the protective seal of this ppm 5M sponge sediment filter, quality product for Taiwan, made in China. It works at 52 degrees Celsius. The direction of flow is properly measured air in and out, so it will not be much trouble for me. I will unscrew the support. There is no space for the movement of screwdriver, so I will use the shorter one. What can I do for that? It is better to use spanner for that purpose. It will not take much time because I am using the spanner. There is no place to put the screwdriver in the pre-sediment filter container. If you have any advice for me or the future users and viewers, you can tell me in the comment that any kind of screwdrivers are available. Even this one is similar in design, but it has slightly more space for the movement of screwdriver. I don't think there is any chance. There's a normal movement. I think it can be removed without. I was highly mistaken. There is larger part. It's alright. I will tighten it again. Now I will use the thread sealing tape. as a precaution. Otherwise, it is not necessary because inbuilt washer is provided. I will not take any chance because solenoid water problem will be resolved and I may find more leaking junctions which will create a lot of anxiety in my mind because all the efforts will become vain. So washer has been connected. First of all, I think both sides are similar. How will I tighten it? There is no provision of as soon as it will. I have wrongly tightened the thread sealing tape from external side. It should be placed on the internal thread of this upper part. Please bear in mind and accept these kind of blunders because I have not changed pre-water filter by my own. Sometimes I'm not available in the home, so I can't accept any kind of interferences. Always remember to tighten it clockwise because when you will tighten the top cover, the thread sealing tape should be moving along the flow of the rotation. So the inlet point has been properly aligned. First of all, I will tighten it because otherwise the movement of this pre-water filter will be hindered as well. Or when I will tighten the filter on the wall. You can count 10. After completion of all the installation, I will point more closely. Then you will check whether any defect still in fitting as seen physically. These locks can be used externally. You can see I'm pressing and it becomes locked. So this is the water in point. I'm bringing it more close. Then I will insert it. If you want, I can show you the quality of this sediment filter also. If it is easily removed, I'm not sure it will be in a position to open because it is very tight and sealed. I can't show you the position of or condition of a pre-filter. If I have time in future, I will show you or check by myself. But we used to change them occasionally, so I don't think. If you want, I should check the leakage prior to installation on the wall. And I'm sure I should not be doubtful about my work. So I'm ready to close this cover. If it is possible, I will clean it also because then it will become more transparent. I can't open it again and again. From inside, I'm cleaning it properly so that it will become more transparent and looks more clear. You can skip this step and watch this broadcast at 1.25 or 1.5. You can see it has become more clear. Only two screws are available. I have to compromise with that also because it is not very essential to tighten all the screws. Most part of the process through which you can change the solenoid valve and pre-sediment filter has been completed. I am not sure the time it consumed. It might be about 24 minutes, and in 26 minutes I think the video will be completed. So all the pipes have been connected properly, including the discharge and inlet valve, which I hadn't removed. Now I will point the camera towards the product before switching it on. Hope The leakage resolved completely. You can see the solenoid valve has been changed. It should not be any issue because the edge of the valve or the little part is in contact with the base of the attachment or separator. Now I am switching it on. I will come to know in about few minutes whether there is any leakage or not. I am not changing the discharge or waste water pipe presently because the water is being poured properly on the top of that bucket. Thanks for joining my broadcast. There is not any leakage presently. Otherwise we used to keep these kind of